Hey everybody, welcome to today's brain hack. I'm going to share with you how you plan for a trip without messing up your goals for losing weight or actually staying at the same weight, because the way that I teach weight loss, oh, by the way, I'm Pat Beaupre Becker, certified weight loss and life coach. And the way that I work with my clients is we are building a sustainable lifestyle where we are eating in a way that we can eat for the rest of our lives. It's not about a diet, it's about eating healthy, becoming healthy, being at a weight that feels good for you, for your body. So what I want to do today is, I recently just came back from a trip where I was away for about a month, and I want you to know when I left, I was 143.5 pounds, and when I came back, I was amazingly 143.5. So I just want you to know that lots of times when I work with my clients, they say, but I'm traveling, but I'm visiting with my family, but there's all these reasons why we think that we cannot stick to a plan. So of course there's opportunities when you work with me to not only get a protocol, which we call it a protocol, and it's basically what we're going to eat. And I can tell you, here is my protocol, which is written down, I don't know if you can see it, on the list. And what it does is it tells me what it is that I plan to eat and what I plan to pack for this little trip that I'm going on. So I'm going to be getting on a plane tomorrow, and what I want to do is, so when I've been on a plane, several things happen when you travel. Number one, food is not really the kind of food you really want to eat. It's not healthy, it's not fresh, and for many flights you're really just getting some crackers and some peanuts, right? And so it's really not enough to sustain you. So I always like to carry my own food on the plane, and now most people do, because you can't get a full meal on a plane. You'll find that many people actually do carry on their food. So it's not even like weird anymore. Everybody's doing it. So I have been on a plane that has been delayed, and as a result of that delay, I've been starving and not had enough food. Now there's another way to approach this, is if you are doing an intermittent fasting where you actually have an eating window where you're extending the time that you eat. Many people actually can just extend their fast on their travel day. And I actually don't really do that. I really plan to have my meals on the plane. So what I'm going to do is show you a couple of, I call them hacks, because it's ways that make it really easy for me to eat the food that I require for my sustenance and for my nutrients for when I get on a plane. So what I want to do is, let's see, so here is your primitive brain at the airport. It's like you get to the airport and you got all your bags. I know recently I even traveled with my dog, and so you're all bagged down, and now you're searching and you're scanning for what kind of food, what can I get that's healthy. So my food protocol is no flour, no sugar. So I'm not looking for a sandwich, I'm looking for a salad or maybe some eggs, and you can sometimes get that. But quite often you are scanning and you're not going to get what it is that you need, right? So your brain is like, I'm starving, I'm hungry, oh my God, I better grab something, and they're going to grab that sandwich, which is not exactly what it is you want to do. So when I plan for a trip, all of the work, and the reason I call it a brain hack is that when I get to the airport, if I don't know what it is that I'm going to eat, if I'm relying on the possibilities of what's at the airport, and if I'm at SFO, actually it's not so bad because SFO has pretty good food. But if I'm at some other small airport, I'm not going to get any kind of nutritious meal. So I want to be prepared for what I need to eat. And what I do is I take my prefrontal cortex, that part of my brain that is the planning part of my brain, and I'm going to use it, and I'm going to plan so that when I get to the airport, all I'm doing is getting to my flight, buying a bottle of water, maybe I get a cup of coffee, and then I get on the plane. And then the plane takes off, and at any point in time, if it's lunchtime, I can choose to eat my lunch. So how do we do it? What's the plan? So here is what I do. So I actually travel and I pack my whole lunch in a yogurt container. And the reason I like to do this is because the size is good, and I have a lot of them because I eat yogurt for breakfast a lot. but also because if I get to finished, I can throw this away. I could hand this off to the stewardess, and she will take it, and so when I leave the plane, I don't have any garbage. Depending on where I'm going, whether I want to reuse it, I could also keep it with me and reuse it. But space and carrying things is always an issue for me when I travel, and I like to carry as little as possible. So here is what I do. So I can tell you that the meal that I'm going to travel with, and because it's easy, I'm going to travel with my protein being cheese, and then I'm going to make an extra meal, which is my protein is going to be nuts. Now, if I had chicken cutlet or chicken, any kind of chicken, I could also use that. I could cut it up. Even I've done it with sausages, where I have that on the plane. So how do you do it? So what I love to travel with is frozen peas. So what I do is I take my peas. Now, you know I am weighing my meal. So here's my container and here's my scale, which you're not going to be able to see. So I take my scale and I get it to 0, and then I weigh out. Oops, let's see if I can get you to see this. So I weigh out frozen peas is 6 ounces. Now that's kind of a lot of frozen peas, so that's a little bit too much. So I take out a spoon, because I like to be precise. So I'm going to get this until it is 6 ounces. Okay. And the thing I love about peas is, first off, I like them. They taste delicious, but when they're frozen, they get a chance to defrost while you're on the plane. So you can actually go longer. So then I'm going to take cheese. So I get 2 ounces of cheese, and I've already taken the cheese and I've cut it up. And I can tell you that this is a fantastic Asiago cheese that is really, it's one of my favorites, to be able to get Asiago that's in a block. So I put that right there, right on top of my peas. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 6 ounces of salad. Now here's my salad. I've already made the salad. It has lettuce, it has tomatoes, it has jicama. I really wanted to tell you about jicama. A friend of mine is doing some research, and she has discovered that jicama is one of the few foods that have vitamin K, which is really important for us. So jicama is fantastic. You can cut it up and put it in a salad, or you could just take 6 ounces of jicama, and that would also be salad. I've also been really into these organic radish sprouts. Oh my God, they really have a nice flavor to them. And again, sprouts, I like to get a lot of nutrients in the food that I eat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my salad, and I'm going to reset my scale. And then right on top of the cheese and the peas, I'm going to add my salad. Now I also have avocado in here, and celery. Actually, my husband made this salad. He did a great job. So I'm weighing out 6 ounces of salad. That's going right on top of my cheese, and you can see that's only 4, so I do get a lot of food here. And I love those avocados, so I'm going to add those avocados. So there it is, and I got some lovely olives, which I love, and some tomatoes. Oh, that was it. So there is my 6 ounces of salad. So now I have a full meal in this little container, right? So what I do is I just cover this container, and then I have a bag set out here. But first what I'm going to do is, so the next thing I do is I get 6 ounces of fruit. So I have already weighed and washed my raspberries. So I'm going to take this, which is just a light plastic. Again, if I want to, I could get rid of it, or I could carry it with me. So there is my raspberries, and that is also 6 ounces. Okay, and now I take my raspberries, I put on the top. Now, because I've been at the airport when the flight has been delayed, and when I really had no access to food, and again, I could choose to fast, but I do like to have a second meal with me, so that if something goes wrong, I have a second meal. And if everything goes smoothly, then I have this meal with me as I'm traveling, and I can keep it for, for another meal. And if I don't use it, I feel better about wasting it and throwing it away but being prepared and having it in case I need it. Okay, so then here's going to be the one where I'm going to do 2 ounces of nuts. And so this travels easily, and I'm doing pistachios that have already been taken out of the the shell because I'm really about convenience and doing things that I can do that are more convenient. So because I'm going to do the nuts, I'm going to start with the salad because the salad will go to the bottom, right? So let's reset my scale. I'm going to reset it, and I have another yogurt container, and then I'm going to put 6 ounces of salad into the yogurt container, weighing it out. Let's see what I got here. And of course, it's always great to make a bunch of salads so that the salads will last for more than one meal. We like to make salads that we can keep for at least, so we make a salad at least every 2 days. So that's 6 ounces of salad. Okay, then I have, I made these mushrooms today. I want to tell you how easy it is to make these mushrooms. So they're small portobello, not portobello, but I forget what they're called, baby bella. And all you do is put a little olive oil, you take off the stem, you put them in the oven, and that's all you do. Pepper, salt, and I added a little mustard seed in here because just for flavor, and I actually had only a little bit left. So this is now what I'll do. These go really well when they're cold, and they'll be fabulous on my salad. So my vegetables that I get are these mushrooms, and mushrooms have so much vitamins. They are really healthy for you. And the more that they cook, the more the vitamins come out. So I am now, whoops, lost one there. So now I'm going to take my mushrooms, and I get 6 ounces of mushrooms, okay? I might have cut these up a little bit smaller, and maybe I'll do that before I actually get on the plane. But there you go. So there's 6 ounces of mushrooms. And then I take my pistachios, and I just pour them in there. And now I have meal number 2. So this, and then I will grab an apple, which I have over here. So I'll take an apple, and so what I have now is I want to show you how I carry this, because it has to be in your carry-on bag, right? So what I do is I have my purse. So here's my purse, and I have this bag that it's a little bit more, will be better for cold and for wet, right? So I take this and I put in 1, and then I put in 2, and then I have my raspberries, and I have my apple, okay? And now I also have, I like to take some olive oil, and I have these small containers this was a gift, this was something that I purchased. So you can buy these small bottles of olive oil, and or else what I've done at another pinch is I've taken olive oil and just put it in an empty seed, what is this, a spice jar. So this one is mustard, and it's glass, and it's fantastic. So you just put a little bit of olive oil in here, because I get 1 tablespoon of olive oil. So I put that in here, and then I have my trusty travel, which is made out of wood, and it's a spoon, a fork, a knife, and some chopsticks. These are great because they wash up in the bathroom very easily on the plane. So I put that in there, and then I'll also grab some napkins, and then that's it. Oh, and I also have, to keep it cool for a while, I have this, it's kind of a cooling thing. So I will put this in here too. Now, sometimes at the airport, I have traveled with this, and they haven't stopped me. So this will go through you just send it right through the TSA, and I've never had them stop me except when I was traveling international. So there it is. There is my lunch. Whoops. I'm off to the airport. I have 2 full meals of all the goodness that I need. And now when I get to my destination, everything is set. I may have eaten both meals, or I may just have one, and then I have to figure out where to do with the other. So I wanted to do this to let you know that there are lots of ways that we can succeed with what we create these obstacles in our minds, right? The obstacle is, oh, I can't travel. That is just too much trouble. And really, what did that take? Maybe 10 minutes. I prepared this food anyway for my meals before I travel, so I'm just spending a little bit more time preparing the meals, because I really want to care for my body, and I want to be healthy as I get older. And it's really important to, one of the major aspects is what we put in our mouth. So that's a travel hack, and I hope that you will use it, and I hope it was useful. Oh, I did want to show you this one little trick when I made, wondering if you were wondering what this is. Okay, again, I'm into really all about convenience and doing things fast. So I found this, it looks almost like a ricotta, manicotti actually. And what it is, it's a garlic peeler. And I used this when I made the mushrooms. So I just did mushrooms and I threw some garlic in there. So what you do, let's see if you haven't seen this, so it's just like a piece of rubber. It's amazing, simple. You put it in here, the garlic, and then you just roll it, right? And then what comes out is a garlic peeled. It's amazing. And then I just actually sliced it in half and put it in with the mushrooms, stuck it in the oven, and 40 minutes later I had really good mushrooms. So anyway, any kind of hacks that I can share with you, I'm happy to, and happy travels.